4. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go! And visuals, kick-ass looking logo. And now Funimation's cutesy little looking logo too. Dun, dun. Alright, now let's hear. Oh man, I'm really fucking nervous. I mean, I hope Sherlock can pull off the miracle of saving Moriarty, but who knows though. For all I know, this series could try to throw a dark curveball at the last second. I don't think our Sherlock's going to be inclined of doing this. I mean, he might be inclined to, but not in the way that Moriarty would want. Oh. I actually can't wait to hear his reaction to Liam's question, because I'm assuming, since it's the finishing yeah, assuming he was going to answer it. Ah, oh, son of a bitch. I was hoping to get to hear it for more like Sherlock's sake, you know? But man, it only felt like yesterday when the series started. And now it's gonna just feel surreal that it's gonna end. I'm gonna miss it. I gotta say, out of the animes this season, this is among my faves. I mean, shit, I love this series so much that I'd rather react to this first than Farewell My Dear Kramer. And Farewell My Dear Kramer reactions usually get more views than Moriarty reactions by far, but since it's the final episode, I'm like, no. I'm gonna go with the anime I enjoy the most, and then the other animes afterwards. That's how much I love the series. Usually I don't do that, though. If, say, there's an anime that I like slightly more than another anime, but the anime that I like slightly less just happens to get more views, I usually pick the one that I like slightly less, only because the gap ain't that huge. Well, with this series, the gap between this and Kramer is huge when it comes to viewership, but just the amount of passion from Studio IG with the way they bring the characters to life, and they just brought their A game each and every week, which is saying a lot, because I think, no, last year they did another Sherlock anime and it wasn't even that good. It was actually pretty bad. Thankfully this series is much better. Alright, he's learning. Aww. But you know, I love that moment regardless, because it shows you that Sherlock was willing to let John get involved. That's substantial right there. Feels like it's... And I can't blame him for... And I could see why they wouldn't want to just plain live on. I mean, who would be able to live on with the consciousness muddied up? I could see the perspective. Whoa! But But then again, I love those visuals of it. Starting out similarly to... No, it's ending out similarly to how the series started out, where they both burned the homes that they belonged to, and they've done it a second time. Kind of like that, because sometimes to end things, you gotta start from the very get-go. And you know what? By the way Leon's been doing things, it looks like he's about to just pull that off. The Tiger's the biggest shocker. That nothing's changed, but hey, that just goes to show you the 4D chess master that Liam's been from the start of the series. That explains why they set up the flames the way they did then. Because I was about to be thinking, aren't a lot of poor people live in those areas? Thankfully, though, the series answered any type of questions I could potentially have pretty damn quickly. Oh. Hopefully, whatever our boy gets, he can resolve it as quickly as possible, because... And when quickly as possible, I mean... The thing is, the people left behind are not going to be so happy about that when it comes to, like, his friends and family. And I love that, how you see Moriarty, he's realistic. Where even though, yes, he knows actions aren't not going to be a clear-cut solution, it's going to be a process. That's nice. Aww. And that's what I love too, how Sherlock... I'm not Sherlock, how Moriarty, even beyond a death, he's thinking of what to do beyond his own death. That's the most amazing part. My guess it's because he knows Sherlock will do what's necessary to do what's right. That explains why it was one of the few moments where William legitimately laughed. Aww. You know, considering the amount of things they've done with each other, even though they haven't been in direct contact, they actually have done a lot for each other in a way. Aww. And that's the saddest part. If they were born in different circumstances, they could have been the best of friends. I mean, I know he's... The thing is, though, what? Yes, even though a lot of the actions that Moriarty's done are morally gray, sometimes you need someone that's willing to sully their hands in order to get things done, unfortunately. And at the same time, I could see why Sherlock would be calling Moriarty an imbecile, because we all know he probably feels that there could have been a different way of handling things. Oh, the look. And honestly, you should. I don't even think there'd be any downsides to allowing them to utilize the resources. I'm pretty sure that the Lord's going to say no, and then the citizens are going to attack. I fucking knew it! And the citizens are not going to just sit there and let their houses or anything else burn. Okay, is this guy fucking crazy? There's going to be no jobs? down! Nah. Y'all break that gate! They should do everything in the power to force it. Yes! Is he honestly surprised? I love how it's one of William's men that's leading the charge. It makes the letter that William wrote a lot more powerful because he's leaving it up to Sherlock and other people to make that change towards a better world. That really puts the previous woman into a really higher position of power. Hey, he ain't wrong. Nobility does have a variety of definitions. Yeah, everyone, no matter where their origins are, starts from the bottom. Exactly. Sometimes people gain a little wealth through helping other people out or through fighting wars and things of that nature. Woo! Good thing I read, or should I say, Bond, James Bond, has the reflexes of a freaking cat. Wait. Is this one of the few instances where the nobility in the series actually came to their senses? I mean, yeah, I guess it took a bit of emotional convincing, but hey! Fucking finally! We actually see the douchey nobilities actually do something. That's a nice change of pace. Yeah, it is, especially considering that there doesn't seem to be massive amounts of casualties at all. Just love how they make the scene look so cinematic. I just wonder how it's gonna go though. Is Sherlock Holmes gonna shoot Moriarty with the fake gun to just give William a chance to make it alive, or is he gonna shoot him with a legitimate gun and he's gonna go through with the Williams full-on plans? And I mean, that was one of the most brilliant tactics from William, because the best way of gathering people together is sometimes just giving a common foe that they can deal with. But we all know that when it comes to William, it ain't that simple. I don't know about that, Sherlock. Yes, William has the best of intentions, but his methods, and that gets you why he perceived that, because William, he wants to die. He believes that things will get better with his death, and now he's forcing Sherlock to take his life out. Although regardless, it's going to be tough for William to be brought alive at this rate, though. The thing is, though, for William's plan to work, it has to be someone that's looked at as a hero for it to have effect. It wouldn't have worked if Louise would have been the one that took away William's life in public. And plus, he loves his brother a lot, too. No, that is a bro right there. Aww. Oh. It's actually some of the deepest amount of characterization. Oh, hello, extra dick. Well, extra dick, remember, the overtime fucked up my schedule. Because the plan was to do it originally, then I had to do overtime. Because I gotta prioritize the seasonal anime and then Mugen Train, because Mugen Train is like a video. While seasonal animes, I gotta keep the rep that are Ractal animes. Remember, extra thick. That's more important because you saw my channel. It was struggling when I wasn't reacting to all the animes, and now that I'm reacting to all the animes again, it's back on. Yeah, I finally have my rhythm again. And that's why I delayed Mugen Train. Yeah, because Mugen Train wasn't going to really have a positive effect on my channel. Seasonal animes do. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I don't like that face from William. Fuck! Oh, okay. Arshila Mustafa, athleticism of an Olympic athlete to be able to catch the hand at that specific moment. And you know, he ain't wrong in that, but the issue with that is here's the issue of all this. Even though Sherlock may be right, William may not feel that way. Well, yeah, because he would have let William slip if that were the case. Wait! No! Fuck! And you know, that is some haunting symbolism right there, where it feels like... What the fuck? Holy... No... Alright, good, good, good. I thought for a second that they were both going to actually die an extreme death. Okay, that scared the fuck out of me. But yeah, that's why the Mugen Train, it's got delayed. Overtime, pretty much extra thick. And that's for the suit of Albert there. Hey, that's nice, at the very least you're seeing the aristocrats and the nobility actually have a change of pace. Don't tell me they both died. Or maybe... Yeah, it's actually a nice way of doing some mythology building, too. Aww. I mean, more willing wouldn't have won any other way. That has to really pain the brother himself, though, considering what happened to Sherlock. Huh? I mean, hey, if it's for the greater good, then that's only a small price to pay. I gotta admit, that is freaking pretty damn brave of Albert for doing this, considering the fact that he could have not done that and things would have ended off at least a bit more smoothly towards him. Even though Albert didn't have to do that. No! Alright. I thought for a second Albert was going to be shot, but that's really the sad thing about Albert, though, because regardless of the fact, William worked so hard to make sure all the blame was placed on himself so that none of his friends and family would have had any harm fall upon them. Oh! Hell, even... Oh, maybe we're gonna... Maybe they're actually gonna show off William and Sherlock. That'd be pretty nice, although... That'd be a little bit too hopeful, though. Or maybe not. I mean, people have survived some extremely dangerous circumstances throughout history. Alright, that's Lever, boys! I recognize that voice. Ah, Sherlock. I love how he found a way of. Looks like you found his boy, William. Ah. Oh, it looks like Mr. Holmes already caught him. Alright, that was a great ending. I fucking loved it. It was all badass. I'm actually going to give the final episode a 9.5 out of 10 because even though, yes, it felt a bit rushed, because I would have loved to have seen how William and Moriarty actually survived the fall. Because don't get me wrong, when you fall from that distance, if it's, say, I think it's 50 feet, a fall can kind of feel like you fall on concrete. So, well, I would have loved to have seen a bit more fleshing out. And maybe a few things like, say, Watson's marriage with Mary. I would have loved to have seen that. At the very least, for the most part, it gave us follow-ups to everything that mattered the most, though. For the most part. At least it gave us, for the most part, follow-ups to how things are going with Moriarty and his comrades, and also his brother Louise and Albert. I dig that. And as sad it is to see Albert want to have himself punished so damn harshly, you know what? I guess it does fit in within his character, as sad as it is to see. And I think it does a great job of showing narrative consequences that, yeah, Sherlock, even though, yes, Sherlock and company didn't really do much things awful in comparison to Moriarty's crew. And for the most part, him and his crew turned out pretty damn fine. Moriarty's crew, in comparison, did do at least a few unethical, well, morally great things. And due to that, his brother Albert has to be punished. So I do like that, because if everything would have been like a Disney-like ending with everyone being happy, then yeah, it would have felt a little bit unrealistic. But with the way the series handled things, I'm like, you know what? It did it with a lot of emotional gravitas. And I like that, because in a lot of animes nowadays, when I see them end, they usually aren't much set consequences. That's why I really loved what I saw. Now, aside from other things, there were other stuff I loved about this episode. I loved the massive amounts of character development for William, because to see him taken aback by Sherlock's words And then also Sherlock's actions when he desperately wanted William to live. I love how that ended up being the spark for William to just pursue living. Coming right after a time where he decided to quit, but due to the efforts of Sherlock, he decides to continue on. And that's what I like too about this episode, because it shows you that even though, yes, this series did establish that for the most part, Moriarty's mindset was shaped by his past. I love how this episode shows off, though, that even though, yes, you might be older, you're inclined to change, and Sherlock pulled off that miraculous feat and giving Sherlock that will to live again when Sherlock risked his life to save Williams. That's another element that I also really adored about this episode. Showed you how dynamic characters were. I loved how Sherlock here, it showed up how much he did consider William a friend too. It really did a great job of telling the type of relationship that Sherlock and William had. And it really did feel like an actual friendship too, to its credit. And that's why I thought the script quality was absolutely amazing. And even the fight, even though it was like a small skirmish, it looked beautiful. You can definitely tell production IG, they knew they needed a shot for the series finale, and they did, and it was absolutely wonderful. Now, as for other elements, aside from the script of being absolutely fantastic, I gotta say, the voice performances were great, the music was really damn fucking good. And if I had to rate the series overall, because I give the last episode a 9.5 out of 10, if I had to rate the series overall, I'm definitely going to give it a high 8.5 out of 10. This is by far one of my favorite animes of the season by far. It is literally my top 5 anime of the season. Because this series, it was consistent from start to finish. You had interesting characters. You had, in the instance of Moriarty, Albert, and Louise, you had their backstories. And then when you had characters like Sherlock, even though you didn't get massive amounts of backstory with him, you got massive amounts of character development. How with Sherlock, he started out being sort of an introvert, then eventually became more of an extrovert as he interacted with John and William. And I love that, because it shows you in the series, characters, they don't just stay the same. They go through their own journeys, their own character arcs, and it makes them feel really realistic. That's why I absolutely adored the writing quality in the episode. And aside from that, gotta say, overall the visuals were consistent. I love the vocal performances, and that's why I thought the series was just great from start to finish. Yes, the series could have been slowed down a little bit more. And yes, when it comes to certain elements, it does make me wonder if they could have maybe used Irene better, because when she joined Moriarty's crew, it just felt like she was just there to be a pretty face, which, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with her. It's just that I felt they didn't utilize her enough. And that's really one of the only downsides I see with the final episode. It's like, yeah, they really could have used at least a few of its elements a little bit better. But, in saying that, this series was way better than the other Sherlock series that freaking Production IG did. Because the previous Sherlock series, it was Kabukicho Sherlock. I don't even fucking give a shit of looking up its name. That series pissed me the fuck off. But that series was so poorly freaking done. While in comparison, this series, you can tell the passion behind it in each and every week. And that's why I felt the series did enough to warrant a high tier 8.25 out of 10 rating for me overall. Because honestly, it didn't disappoint me. I mean, if anything, it surpassed my expectations by fucking far. But, anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the bit, share it, comment, or subscribe, and I will see y'all later to come back for more. And yeah, have a great and safe day, y'all, and I'll see y'all in 38 minutes if you join me for my Farewell, My Dear Kramer episode 13 reaction. But anyways, Thank you guys so much for watching, y'all, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.